Hey everyone, Anthony here. Thanks for checking in with us again this week. It's crazy to think that it's almost the 4th of July and summer's really heating up. We hope that you've been able to get out on the water and enjoy some of this nice weather and have some success. Our staff is checking in this week with some great reports, and if you have any questions for them, make sure to comment below and they'll be more than happy to answer those questions to help you be more successful on the water. With that, I want to remind everyone to have a safe and happy 4th of July. It's going to be busy out on the lakes. There's going to be a lot of people out there. So just remember to be safe out there, be smart, and everybody will have a great weekend. So with that, I'm going to send it over to the reports. We'll catch you next time.
Hey guys, Will Panfish here at Fish Addictions TV. So I just want to give you a little report here what's been going on here the last couple weeks. We just got done fishing the AIM Weekend Walleye Series here on Mille Lacs a little over a week ago. And the fishing was phenomenal. There was 30 bags over 35 pounds, I want to say is what it was. And the mud flats out there right now are loaded. You can go to just about any mud flat, cruise the edge and on top, and you'll mark pods of fish. And you can pull crawlers through them, you can pull leeches, you can throw jig wraps, bobbers, lead core, whatever your little heart desires, you're going to catch them. So the bite out there is absolutely phenomenal and will be here for, I'm sure, for the rest of the summer for sure. So anyways, here on Leech, the bite has slowed down a little bit out here on the main lake. But that's typical for this time of year, but they're still feeding. They're feeding on crayfish really heavily. And the bugs are starting to hatch, so crawlers are really going to be heating up here. So if you're going out, look for those mud spots where those fish are going to be loading up and feeding on mayflies. So that's what I have for a report this week. I'll see you on the water.
Hey guys, Matt Leech here with Fish Addictions down in northwest Iowa. Bringing you the first open water report down in this area this year. The fishing's been phenomenal down here right now. Anything from panfish to walleye to bass. Everybody seems to be really getting after them. We were able to get out last night and target panfish and walleyes both. We started out with panfish up in about that 10 to 12 foot of water depth range. We found a lot of bluegills and yellow bass in that area. Then we decided to change it up and go out a little deeper and see if we couldn't find some walleyes. And we did. We got after them pretty good. In about an hour's time span, we probably caught close to 20 walleyes, all using jigging wraps in about 15 to 17 foot of water. We looked for that transition where it went from mud to gravel with some mixed rocks in there. And when we'd find the bait fish, we'd find the walleyes right there by them. Make sure you're getting out there, getting after them, and good luck.
Checking in from the Driftless region here. It is hot. We've had some really high temperatures the last few days, and it doesn't look like it's going to cool down. It's only about 8 a.m. right now, and that sun's gotten up, and it's time for me to call it a day. If you are getting out in the Driftless area this time of year, you can see we've got a lot higher streamside vegetation. Your casting lanes are greatly reduced. The fish are still there, they're feeding. They're mainly going to be tucked under banks in the shade, or if you can get out early, just as the sun's coming up, and fish the riffles, faster, shallower water, seems to be doing better. The streams are extremely clear right now. It makes your approach pretty tough. Your casting has to be spot on with the streamside vegetation. One of the tougher times of year to fish around here, I think. But most of the hatches are kind of done. There's no major hatches going on anymore. We're just getting some sporadic caddises or mayflies here and there, either early morning or late evening. We're still seeing some bug activity on top, but for the most part it's all subsurface until we start seeing those hoppers and crickets coming out. A couple things to look out for. This plant, it is called wild parsnip. Nasty stuff. It's all over, especially where there's been stream habitat projects. It makes poison ivy look like something not really to be worried about. If you're curious about what it is and what it can do, just Google it. Wild parsnip can do either rash or burn. That's one thing to watch out for. But back to the fishing. I've been doing what I call a riffle nymph rig. I don't know if that's I'm sure there's some other name for it. But what I do is I fish an indicator with 2 flies, fairly shallow, and I put my weighted fly on the bottom of the rig, not the top. What this does is it allows you to control the depth of your rig 100% by the distance from your top, or from your indicator to your bottom fly. That's very beneficial, especially when fishing some of these riffles that are 8 inches deep, and you need your fly to be 6 inches deep. You can control that depth very easily. Fishing 2 flies just gives you a couple different presentations to show these fish. Seems like they're a little pickier this time of year. Again, clear water and really tall grass, as you can see here. Watch out for the wild parsnip. Get out early before the heat of the day hits. And yeah, there's still fish to be had. Tight lines out there, and we'll check you next time.
Hey guys, Josh here. Recently I've been getting out into the east central part of North Dakota. The Valley City to Jamestown area has been on fire lately. Pulling spinners and slow death rigs along the old shoreline breaks in a lot of these sloughs has been key. The fish have slid off and they're right on that break between the deep water and the shallow water. That way they can come up and feed on the shallow water, they can slip off into the deep water when it gets warm. But pulling spinners, you know, behind a 1 ounce bottom bouncer on those windy days has been key. People have been tipping their spinners with crawlers and leeches. Also, I have also heard people that are throwing jigs up into the shallows and still having great success. Don't rule out pulling crankbaits to those areas too, guys. Till the next time, tight lines.
For more information on Fish Addictions TV, check them out on all their social media.